Hello, boys and girls. Today I am reading you a fiction story about a cute duck and a goose and a little disagreement that they have. This book is called Duck and Goose, but it has a good ending and it makes you feel good at the end of the book. His name is the illustrator and the author's name. They're one and the same, Tad Hills. All right, let's read Duck and Goose. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful picture. Gorgeous. I love how he illustrates it. Almost looks like a watercolor that he's using, or color, like a watercolor pencil too. Reminds me a little bit of Jonathan's picture. All right, here we go. This is tricky because I'm doing it on my computer, so I'm not sure about which way I'm moving the book. Oh my, what is that? Duck quacked. It's a silly question, Goose honked. It is a big egg, of course. Of course it is an egg. I know that, huffed Duck. What I mean is, where did it come from? Goose looked skyward. He looked to the river. He looked to the fields. He thought very hard. Well, who are you? He asked finally. I, said Duck, puffing out his feathered chest, am the one whose egg this is. I saw it first. Goose quickly raised one webbed foot. It's mine. I touched it first. I don't know if this has ever happened at your house, but Will and Matt do this at our house, where they have something and they're fighting over it, and then they go, well, I touched it first. I can't believe it. I hope this doesn't happen at your house. All right. Hey, you should never put your dirty foot on any egg, Duck scolded. Don't you know anything about caring for eggs? Yes, I do, Goose cried out. Stop yelling. Duck yelled, then whispered forcefully. Don't you know that you and your screaming are very likely disturbing the baby bird who is trying to take a snooze inside this egg? Goose wished that Duck wasn't right. He lowered his head and whispered softly, I'm very sorry. Go back to sleep in there. Look at he's talking to the egg. Go back to sleep. My, that's quite a beauty you have, called a bluebird from across the river. Thank you. It's mine, quacked Duck. Actually, it's mine, honked Goose. Thank you. I like to look at their eyes and their faces. They're disagreeing, and you can see it. Well, we must keep the egg warm until the fuzzy little occupant is ready to come out, said Goose. Excellent idea, exclaimed Duck. He pushed past Goose. Step aside, and I shall do just that. But Goose was quick, too. Look at, they're fighting to get to the egg first. Oh, they're racing. Oh, my gosh, this looks like big. Look at their, oops, I'm looking over here. All the pictures are showing that they are trying to both skittle right on top of that. Skittle-daddle right on top. And then look at the big mess over here. Oh my goodness. Let's read what it says. After a flurry of fussing, grunting and groaning, slipping and sliding, honking and quacking. Look at all that. They're both trying to get on top. I'm surprised the ball is not moving. Oh, it's the same one that's on the front of the book. Duck and Goose found themselves back to back. Scoot over! I don't have any room, complained Duck. You are much closer to me than I am to you. Stop yelling in my ear, Goose. Shh! Goose hushed, pointing at the round thing beneath them. Yes, yes, yes. We must remember. Quiet, quiet, quiet. We mustn't disturb the little one. And so they sat very still and very quiet, waiting. For a long time, they waited. Still kind of had those angry faces. They listened to the crickets chirp and the frogs burp. I'm going to teach this baby bird to quack like a duck, Duck boasted. Well, I'm going to teach it to honk like a goose, Goose honked back. I'm going to teach this baby bird to waddle, Goose added. And so am I, Duck said. They heard the pitter-patter of the rain. I'm going to teach this baby bird to swim, Duck said. Me too, Goose said. To pass the time, they sniffed wildflowers in the warm sun and shared breadcrumbs while Goose taught Duck to honk. They watched the sun set in the sky and Duck taught Goose to quack. Oh, wait a second. I remember before they weren't getting along, and now look at them. They're sitting side by side, sniffing flowers, looking at the sunset. Look at all that. They're getting along now. Oh, now it's got the dark moon. Look at, you can see the shadow of the egg with the two of them sitting on top right here. There we go. They counted the stars in the night sky. Let's teach our baby to fly, said Goose. Oh, interesting. They're talking about their baby. Good idea, said Duck. I'm sure our baby will be a fast learner, said Duck. It takes after you and me. I'm sure you're right, agreed Goose. Now they're calling it their baby. Before it was their egg, now it's their baby. But they're not fighting it over it anymore, are they? That's a good lesson right there. All right, let's see. Uh-oh, it looks like they're flying up into the air. I wonder what is occurring. Let's read it. Together they waited until... Did you feel that, Duck? Duck nodded. Yes! Did you feel that, Goose? Goose nodded. It's time! Goose, it's time! Duck squawked. He was so excited. Look at, he's so excited. They think it's time. Quickly, Duck slid down and started running in circles around their egg. What should we do now? What should we do now? He hollered. I think we should remain calm, Goose yelled back. Excuse me? A little voice called out. Can you see? Right here. There's a little voice calling out. Right there. There's something near the bird. I mean the ball. Oh, the egg. I better not give anything away. Oh, it's the bird from across the river. Duck stopped. In all the exciting confusion, he had failed to notice the bluebird kicking their egg. What? The bluebird is kicking their egg? The bluebird says, can I play too? Huh. Let's see. This is no time for games. Play? Oops. This is no time to play, yelled Duck. This is no time for games, yelled Goose. And what's with the kicking? I was only trying to get your attention, said the little bird. Well, you got it, Duck huffed. False alarm. Goose, back to work. Can't you see that we are very busy here, Goose explained to the bluebird. This is a serious business. This is perhaps the most important moment of our lives. Oh, my, I'm sorry, apologized the bluebird. I had no idea. I just thought that maybe I could play with your ball. It really is a nice one, she added. And then she flew away. Oh. She's calling it a ball. Look at these two. Whoops, sorry. Look at these two. They're like, what? Goose gulped. Did she say ball? He said to Duck. You know, I did have my doubts, Duck finally said. It is a bit squishier than most eggs I've seen. Yes, and I must say, I was somewhat suspicious of those big dots, Goose admitted. It may not be an egg, but it is lovely, said Duck. Oh, absolutely, Duck, Goose agreed. It's a keeper. As the crickets chirped, the frogs burped, and the grass swayed in a gentle breeze, Goose quacked and Duck honked, and the ball bounced, rolled, and sometimes even flew. Now they're playing with the ball. And that's the end of the story. Oh, what a great story that was. So they started out kind of disagreeing about stuff, and they ended up being friends. I like that. Have a great day.